After years of teaching marketing, innovation, and entrepreneurship courses, the best definition of a value proposition goes like this. And this is in two important parts. Value is defined as the credit you get or want to get if you still haven't launched your product or service in the market. And value also rests highly on differentiation. While value has a lot to do with competition, first figure out the value to the target customer. If you worry about just the differentiation part, you're actually missing the point. Why? Because you and your competitors may collectively not understand the best value solution to the customer. Before I go on, I'll be doing separate videos on different types of value propositions with examples, sort of like a mini series inside this Marketing Monday playlist, so be sure to also check those out. For the first part of the definition, what do we mean by credit? It's the credit that your customer is hopefully giving you for what you've brought to the market. Whatever product or service you've launched, does your target customer get it? Do they understand the point of why you brought your product or service into the world? That's what I mean by the credit that you hopefully get. Additionally, value is very relative, and please remember that. What's considered value for one customer may not be valued by another. For example, if you're a multimillionaire and can afford any car you want, you might drive a Toyota Prius, because you may only look at cars as transportation from point A to B. You want something comfortable and reliable. Maybe you don't want a fully electric car, so a hybrid, however, like a Prius, works for you. On the other hand, a person who makes $50,000 a year may buy a used BMW because to them, a car and its image are really important. Take laptops. Most people know that any MacBook costs almost double than its Windows PC equivalent from any brand. And people buy Macs for several reasons, meaning value propositions. But some people who can afford it, and by the way, that's an important component here. You have to be able to afford the product, because if you want it but you can't afford it, then unfortunately you just simply can't afford it. But there are people out there who can definitely afford it, but they don't care about the value proposition of a Mac, and they'll just simply pay half for the core functionality of a Windows PC equivalent. Some people don't care if a Mac has less virus vulnerability, it syncs pretty seamlessly if you also have an iPhone or iPad, and they don't care about a MacBook's design. They just need the core functionality of a laptop. And so this is what I mean by the credit you get or hopefully get in the market. If you understand and accept the purpose of a Mac, you understand and accept its value proposition. So now for the second part. In terms of differentiation, the second aspect of value, I can't overestimate its importance. If you don't have enough meaningful differentiation from the competition, you most likely have a product or service with no reason for being. I did a few what's the difference videos, such as Duracell versus Energizer, Coca-Cola versus Pepsi, FedEx versus UPS, that you may want to check out, and I'll put those in the description for you. But let's kind of play with a little scenario here. Let's say you had hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars, and you could start a restaurant chain almost overnight, literally. So resources are no issue for you. And say you wanted to start a fast food burger chain. You probably already know where I'm going with this. If you were to do that, you better have some type of meaningful differentiation between yourself and another company you may have heard of, McDonald's. Otherwise, despite being a billionaire, you will fail. Not might fail, you will fail. It doesn't matter if you're a savvy business person and that's how you became rich in the first place, because McDonald's already does a good enough job with what they offer to their customer, and they've been doing it long enough and a lot longer than you, that there isn't any need or room in the market for people to start coming to your burger chain. Remember, if you don't have enough meaningful differentiation. And differentiation can come in many ways depending on the industry. It can be from the product standpoint, service, maybe how it's distributed, etc. But enough meaningful differentiation has to be there. There's no question on that. Burger King, for example, does their burgers flame broiled. Wendy's is fresh, never frozen. Sonic, ironically, does their restaurants the way McDonald's started when the McDonald brothers did it. Drive up and park and walk to the window. No waitresses coming up to your car. Sorry, ladies, I'm just saying waitresses instead of servers because it was female waitresses. Sometimes, by the way, you only have to differentiate a little, since a little goes a long way in certain sectors and industries, such as a B2B business, where one service component that you offer and the competition doesn't may be the only differentiator if, for example, you're selling a commodity. Sometimes you need to differentiate in a bigger way, such as New Balance sneakers offering support and better comfort for flat footed people like me. And sometimes you need to differentiate in a more nuanced way, such as Wrangler versus Levi's jeans. Everyone knows Levi's and their quality and durability. Wrangler jeans are great too. I mean that, and they are also very durable. Levi's and Wrangler both offer quality denim. Wrangler, however, seems to be a bit more authentic in terms of serving their core customer. So don't forget to check out the other videos on value propositions as they appear, and now you know an easy and cleaner way to understand what value propositions are all about. So send me your comments and questions, and each week you'll get a chance to win a copy of one of my books, your choice, either my book on presentation skills or business writing skills.